Rolling off on the pole, car number 26 is Mike Ferguson. Outside of row number 1, it's Casey Huffman behind the wheel of the 13. Second row on the inside, again a family affair, although not the way the lineup appears. Jay Liverance in car number 40. The 911L is Nick Liverance. Two of the cars that were upside down last week that of him. The 53 of Logan Schwedick. And rounding out the field, who is that rounding out the field, Tommy? Do you know?
Looks like Mike Ferguson, who was slated to go on the pole, electing to go to tail on this one.
Wow. And Terry Martin, of course, up to the pole on that number 38.
So here we go on heat race number 1 for the Thunderstocks. Casey Huffman and Terry Martin, who've had some tough luck to start the year. That's why they're in heat race number 1 with the handicapping format. And so Huffman will take the lead and come across with lap number 1. Here comes Liverance in the 40 to the outside of Martin, trying to take second spot away.
And the 911 of Nick Liverance having some problems. They weren't sure how that car was going to perform. They were still fixing it when they showed up here tonight. And he'll pull off into the pits, but look at that battle. 6 cars right together coming out of turn number 4. Huffman trying to hold off Schwedick.
Looked a little bit like Liverance there was trying to make it 3 wide, but thought better of it, or else we might have had another Glenn Stiers type incident there.
Yeah, Jay Liverance, he hesitated just a little bit. Probably the wise choice in this qualifying heat, but Schwedick out in front, and now Liverance looks to fall out of that top 4 as Rob Hoskins looked like he was one of the monster truck dummy cars last week. He got absolutely steamrolled by Jim Lampman.
I saw some pictures of that, and it's amazing that car's out here. I had a look at it in the pits, and it's got a few dents in the roof, but not too bad, actually, for Hoskins in the 37.
He pounded out all the dents on the roof, said there was more damage to the front end than he expected, but he was confident the car would run well, and he's showing that right now as he makes a pass at Casey Huffman for third.
We've seen Hoskins make some, let's say, creative adjustments on his mini stock before. He used a forklift one time to straighten the frame. So he knows how to fix the car any way he can.
Oh.
Now Huffman going for a spin down in corner 4.
Right in front of Liverance. Liverance barely lifted, just missed the tail end. But we've got a battle shaping up for the lead. Schwedick holding the top spot in that 53, but here comes Longaro.
Longaro's not the kind of guy who usually is in the first heat race. He's a top runner here in the Thunderstock division, but he's had some tough luck to start the year. And Schwedick, though, not letting him have this one easily with 2 laps to go. Longaro still cannot get by the 53 of Schwedick.
There's a lot of parity in this class. As we said, this should be the slower group of the qualifying heats, but you look at these cars out here, they're going to be a factor all night long.
Side by side the line there with the white flag in the air. Schwedick still fighting off the advances of Longaro, who looked like he had a run in 1 and 2, but now Schwedick gets a better run out of corner 2.
Schwedick holding on in that middle groove as they work through turn number 4. Longaro gets way sideways in turn 4. It's a drag race to the line. Schwedick takes the win. Longaro second, Hoskins third, Liverance fourth, and rounding out the top 5 is Rodwell just ahead of Terry Martin.
So that is the winner of Lucas Oil heat race number 1 for the Thunderstocks. Looks like we have 26 Thunderstocks signed. So you got to finish top 7 in your heat race, basically.
Blake Bomberry Jr. on the pole in the 24 alongside the 11R is Bryce Richardson. 79 is Christopher Hale. Outside of him is the number 1 of Chris Dickey. 84 RK is Ryan Beagle. The 93K is Mike Klazinga. The 8 is Ryan Denning. 23 Trevor DeBoer. And rounding out the field in car number 119 is Sean Quinn.
Richardson got here a little bit late in the 11 car. I saw him fueling up down the road, about 10 to 7, I guess it was. Car was still on the trailer, so he's had to rush to get ready and get out here, having a good run on the outside, trying to take the lead away from Bomberry.
Nobody dropping back whatsoever in qualifying heat number 2, and it's Bomberry leading the way. Richardson with a nice run off the outside. He's going to challenge Hale for second.
And Hale in the 79 has done a very nice job his first season here at Ohsweken. He's fighting with several cars who've been top runners here in the past and including this season. 3 wide now for second.
Ryan Dinning down on the bottom. That's where he dominated last week's feature event from, is that bottom groove. 4 wide momentarily as Ryan Beagle way down in the inside in that red and white 84.
This is vintage Thunderstock action out there for now the third spot on back, as there's pretty much the rest of the field all fighting over that third spot. Richardson has it now, and it's Hale and Beagle side by side for fourth.
Ryan Dinning, Blake Bomberry in the 24 can see him now. Dinning down on the bottom. Bomberry running that middle groove in the purple 24 machine. Longtime competitors here. Blake Bomberry basically been here from the beginning, but Ryan Dinning has a long career at Ohsweken Speedway as well.
So Ryan Dinning now noses ahead and takes the lead on heat race number 2, halfway in, 4 laps in and 4 to go, but here comes Bomberry back to the outside.
Blake Bomberry not giving up, still looking to the outside as Ryan Dinning leads by a car length at the stripe, and look at Ryan Beagle closing the gap.
Several people have been saying on social media that Ryan Beagle is due for a podium finish. He got 4th place in the feature last week, and he's looking quick again here tonight, maybe going to try to do one better.
He is looking good, very smooth as he closes in on Blake Bomberry. Bryce Richardson still running that high groove and still fighting the good fight, but he's not been able to clear that pack and make any moves towards the lead.
Good race for that 4th spot back there. Richardson, Dickey, and DeBoer all in on that one, as Dickey had to check up to keep from getting into the side of the 11 car down in turn number 2.
One more time around Ohsweken Speedway for this field in qualifying heat number 2. Blake Bomberry trying to hold off Ryan Beagle in the 84. Beagle with a run down the back straightaway. 1 car length and closing the gap steadily into 3.
Beagle heads through corner 3 and 4 the final time. Ahead of him, Dinning will get the win. Second is Bomberry. Third at the line will be Beagle. Then it's Richardson, Dickey by a nose. Then DeBoer, Quinn, Hale, and Klazinga.
Great race in that second heat for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks, brought to you by Caledonia Auto Supply. Heat race number 3 going to roll out next, scheduled to start from the pole from Hamilton, and all the cars and all the drivers, and coming back after being away for so long. It's frustrating to no end to not have all the answers.
Well, I was over in the crow's nest for hot laps, and I was watching some of these cars go by. I've only really missed 3 or 4 nights here, and it seems like I've missed 3 years almost.
Yeah,
there's all kinds of new cars out there, and especially in the crate division, but in the other divisions too, drivers have switched numbers and gotten different colors and stuff. So always fun to come back and see what everybody has changed after the off season.
We're going to set this up once again. Ken Sargent starting from the pole position. And Jim Lampman wastes no time, fires to the outside to battle for the lead.
This is your fast car heat, and it's also the aggressive car heat in a lot of ways. These guys definitely want to get going and try to get to the front, get away from all these top runners, but so far nobody's been able to do that, as Lemaire will lead lap number 1, but everybody else is right there.
One of the great things about a fast car heat is all these drivers are comfortable running at speed, running around each other, so there's not much hesitation. I mean, they put the hammer down and they get right down to business.
Dave Bailey kind of stuck on the bottom right now in that 49 car. He likes to get up on the outside when the track is like this, but right now he's making it work on the inside. 3 wide at the line for the lead.
Derek Lemaire in the middle groove in the Burger Barn 56. Kenny Sargent working the outside. Dave Bailey down on the bottom of that white and blue number 49.
Jim Lampman making a comeback now in the 28 car. He'd fallen back into a fight for about the 4th spot, but now it looks like he might have popped the right front tire on the 28. Nope, just dug in a bit down in 3 and 4, but that car was definitely not going around the corner the way it should have been.
No, he had a bad push for sure. Melissa Miller having a nice run as well in that 93. She's not letting the leaders get away.
Yeah, Miller has, well, she's in the fast car heat for a reason here in that 93 car, and she is fighting with Lampman for best in class, as you will, as the Camaros are up front right now, followed by the Monte Carlos.
So Dave Bailey out in front and pulling away just ever so slightly from Derek Lemaire in the 56. The best battle is the side-by-side affair between Melissa Miller down on the inside and Jim Lampman in the orange number 28.
So Bailey, that's a pretty familiar sight up there for the 49 car over the last few years, leading the fast car heat race, and Lemaire losing some ground now to Bailey. the best battle on the track is still between Miller and Lampman for that 4th spot.
And it's about to be a 3-car battle for 3rd as they close in on Ken Sargent with 2 laps to go.
So Bailey still has the lead here in Miska Trailer Factory heat race number 3. Second is Lemaire, but as you said, it's Sargent, Lampman, and Miller making this one interesting, as now Lampman gets a great run down the backstretch and tries to go to the outside.
Heading towards the white flag, Lampman looks to the outside. Sargent slides up the track. Here comes Melissa Miller.
Side by side into corner number 1. Who's going to come out of it with the 3rd spot? So far, it's Sargent.
That is still anybody's battle. Dave Bailey sees the checkers in the air. He's going to win. Lemaire for 2nd, but the battle is for 3rd. Lampman to the inside. Kenny Sargent holds off Jim Lampman for 3rd. Lampman finishes 4th. Melissa Miller 5th. And Vince Fargnoli comes home 6th. Greg, I'm going to hand this microphone back to you, and I'm going to go take care of some business myself.
Be careful, they'll put you on camera. I just got Facebook Live.
I'm glad I could be of some use up here to you two.